Alrighty. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Rich, MSX 125, and looking at doing a valve job on the grom. My brother's thinking about it on his XT250. It might have to have the tank removed on it, so we're thinking on that one a little bit heavier. But the grom, I guess you can do it without any major removal of stuff. Guys do remove the intake to get to that one top intake valve a little easier. So I've got all my tools prepared. Number one thing you need is a feeler gauge, and make sure you've got the little tiny, this 4/1000 is like thinner than a piece of paper. I don't know, that's my intake, and then the 7/1000 is for the exhaust. Yeah, I had a couple other feeler gauges. I had to run out to Harbor Freight and buy this because both my feeler gauges didn't have anything that small. They were for cars, I guess, or something. So, yep, and hopefully all I'm going to need is the 8mm to remove the covers. And you need the hex wrenches to get the side covers off for the inspection and to check the timing mark to get it at top dead center. But other than that, it should be a pretty easy job. Probably not going to go through all the rigmarole of me taking everything apart, but I will. I'm going to start getting after it. Alrighty. Make sure there's no goo in my little magnetic tray. I swear by these magnetic trays when you're doing work where you don't want stuff to get lost or mixed up. You won't be riding if you lose a part. Now there's a couple rules of thumb. You can either go ahead and take your spark plug out. Some guys, are worried that they're going to start the bike by turning it over. That ain't going to happen. Really good mechanics that have a good feel for a motor like leaving the spark plug in, because you always know when you're on the right compression stroke when you're heading towards top dead center, because you can feel the compression in the engine. So there's guys, real good mechanics, that leave the spark plug in because you can tell better. Other guys take the spark plug out and put a straw in there and then watch the straw come up and down, and then you know when you're at compression top dead center. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'm leaving it in because that's what this one guy who seemed like he really knew what he was talking about said leave it in. There's a little T with a line. There's also an F, and I don't know why there's an F. That confuses people, and some people screw up and mark it with the F. I don't know what that F does, but don't use it. There's a T with a little line, and you mark it up with the hash mark. So there's other videos to watch on that. It turns easy. Hi. I was thinking it'd be a little. Well, I think I'm on the compression stroke now. I can feel it, but I need my better glasses. They're 1.5s maybe. Can I borrow them for a second? Yeah. Yeah, my 1.0 is just starting up for this operation. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Holy cannoli. There's something there, but I can't tell whether that's a T. They all say turn this thing counterclockwise. Not really sure. Yeah, I don't understand. Why would Honda put any other mark on that but top dead center? There must be another reason for that. F. I don't know what the F means. Do that. There's the T. I think that's a T. So I ended up having to bend. I took my one blade out of my set, and I did put a little 90 in it, and I'm telling you, I had to do it. It's too teeny a spot. Removing your intake would have made this way easier, but I might be just a hair tight, but I'm not going to mess with it. The feeler comes out with just a little bit of force, and the feeler goes in real nice. In my estimation, it's probably a little tight, which is worse to be tight than loose, but as much of a rump bumper this could be to actually loosen that. Well, I tell you, I think I'm freaking dead nuts on. It feels pretty good. I guess Mr. Honda did me right on this one, because I have heard a lot of guys when they do their initial say it's too tight and they end up screwing with it. Alright. So that's that. That's the intake, and that's the tough one. The exhaust, if you don't mind being on your back, is going to be easy. And again, the exhaust is 7/1000s. The intake is 4/1000s. And I'll tell you, Boy, the 7,000 seem a lot thicker. It seems way more than 3,000 thicker, but double check. Always make sure you don't have two stuck together. There was some dumbass that did that, and he, as soon as he started his bike, he was hearing, you know, tapping noise, and I was like, ah. Yeah, you don't ever want to do a repair on your bike and make it worse. That does happen to a lot of people when you're a novice mechanic like myself. All right. I might be adjusting this exhaust side, folks, boys and girls. This aftermarket exhaust, too, I don't think I want it tight. I want it nice. I want escapage of gases. Well, at least it was the exhaust side I might have to adjust, because the intake would have been a freaking rump humper. To get a wrench in there. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Yeah, I'm at top dead center, as top dead as you can do without a slide rule. You do leak a little oil out. There was a guy, you leak like a teaspoon of oil opening up that lower cover for the tappet. And there's a guy that says, yeah, you should add that little teaspoon back in. I don't know. Go and buy a quart of oil to add that back in. I don't know. Maybe you should. Doesn't hold much oil in anyway. It's only a quart goes in these little buggers. And that's nice how to figure that out. It's exactly 1 quart and it's perfect. You just dump it in. Don't add nothing. Dump it in. Boom. You drive it away. It's a Honda Grom. You know, no dicking around with it. I mean, you might want to leave a little at the bottom of the bottle because you don't want to overfill, that's for sure. Alrighty, so I only had to adjust the exhaust. It was just you had to kind of yank it to pull it out, and I got it to where it's a light tug. I'm about ready to tighten the cover up on that. And the intake felt good. I'm not going to adjust it. If you did have the tool, you use an open end wrench and the tool, and you can keep it right where it's supposed to be, which is nice. What I had to do was I finger tightened it, leaving it a little looser than I wanted, and when I hit it with the wrench, it moved a little bit, but I just guesstimated so that when it moved, it was where I wanted it. And yeah, I'm still not done. I gotta put the covers back on and shit, and we're talking probably about a half hour, 2-beer project, I guess you'd call it. So, yeah, pretty cool. The XT got it done too. My brother got his all put together. He had to take his tank off and take his seat off and all that, but he's a pretty good wrench. He got his done pretty quick. I just rolled around. But yeah, it's a job you can definitely tackle yourself. Absolutely. We're gonna go through a ride here in just a minute after we get these things put together. So, signing out. Well, here we are at the mysterious pond. I think it's part of the Mendon Ponds system, but it's Mendon Ponds is to the south just a quarter of a mile, and this is some kind of a quarry or something, but we see tons of fish and bass. We're gonna fish this for sure. Can't wait. We took the bikes, a little precarious hilliness. I know the camera's not gonna do justice on these hills, but it's hilly, believe me. And I got street tires.
And no riding gear on.
No riding gear, shorts, and a t-shirt, and V rubber, crappiest tires you can buy. They wanted to keep these groms inexpensive. You know how that is. Second gear. We'll just do a wheelie show. Yeah, we missed a good wheelie, Joe did. I went around the backyard. But we're, MSX Rich 125 is gonna definitely do a complete show based on wheelies. We'll let you guys know how that's going. The XT250 is definitely a wheelie machine with the dual sport tires now. And the Grom has still got those V-rubbers. I'm gonna burn those mothers off. They're banana peels. And we'll see where it goes from there. So we're signing out. Good ride today.